Peace Collective. Welcome back to my channel, Empress of the New Earth. I welcome you. I appreciate you. If you would like, if it feels good in your soul to like, share, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And if that is not what feels good to you, that's fine. I'm just happy that you even tuned in. Today I wanted to talk about overgiving. Many of us have been programmed from a very young age to give so much of ourselves, so much of ourselves to others, our family, our friendships, our jobs, our community. That is a pattern that is extremely toxic, if you ask me, because at the end of the day, you are literally giving your power away to others. You are depleting from your source and your energy to make sure that everyone else is good. And sometimes we're not aware of it until God will send us a wake-up call. I call it a spiritual wake-up call. Whether that is your body shuts down, you unfortunately will have to experience something that is heartbreaking from someone that you would love the most or feel that you trust the most, in job situations, in everyday exchanges in your community. You will find out one way or another. But in that moment, because I remember when I was overgiving and carrying other people's burdens, it all came down to people pleasing. People pleasing is a toxic trait, whether you want to believe it or not. And for those of you who play the victim and say, well, I am such a good person, how did that happen to me? And I don't like to say play the victim in such a negative way, but that's really what it is. Because somewhere along the line, our instincts will tell us what is right for us and what is good in our soul, what is good for our soul purpose and what is not. And oftentimes we are the ones who ignore that. Not once, not twice, not that 100th time. We continue to ignore the signs for the sake of being a good person, or for the sake of being perceived as a good person. So I want to break that down and open up that conversation of what age did you realize and recognize that you were a people pleaser? Was that particular behavior taught? Think about that. Where does it come from? And for me, it was very easy for me to connect the dots back to childhood. God bless the elders. They did the best they could with what they had, and what they taught us is what they knew. And my beautiful grandmother, my Nana on my mother's side, was a pillar of the community. She was the example of what a proud Christian woman is. She exuded all of that. And she taught us to be Christ-like and to give to others, to share, to be of service. And the one thing that I had to teach myself is boundaries. There's a difference. You can be all of those things. You can live in Christ consciousness and go out into the world and want to do and be a part of something greater. But you must also put up these boundaries for your self-preservation, or you will get run over. People can identify, especially narcissists, they can identify and I don't like to throw that word out freely because we have to be careful with our wording. But just let me rephrase this. Those who seek to use others and benefit from others will latch on quickly. They will see that people-pleasing personality inside of you when you don't. They will gravitate towards that. And let me tell you, I'm not talking about just strangers. I am talking about family members, community members, church members, people on your job. Your employers will see that inside of a person and use that for the benefit of their business, of uplifting them. And some of them are aware and some of them are not, but most of them are. The more that you extend yourself and wear those hats under that roof at your job, they will continue to give you those hats to wear. And you will be surprised at the amount of burdens, other people's burdens, including your employer, or, like I said, family, community, otherwise, will go ahead and give you those burdens to carry. If you're smiling, being a people pleaser, not looking out for self, not letting people understand your boundaries and the seriousness of that, they will continue. Why not? And it's one of those things that should be unfolding organically, as opposed to you being so abrasive about, this is my boundary, this is going to stay up. Anything that is outside of your own individual wheelhouse, it shouldn't be forced if it is instilled in the beginning. So there is a fine line in learning how to stand in a gap for yourself from the beginning and not allowing things to spiral to a degree where you are feeling like you are putting up walls on everyone. There is a fine line. And you have to be so diligent in protecting yourself and protecting your energy, or you will get lost in the sauce. You will get burnt out on every avenue. And then, there's a lot of people who literally do not like to be around others because of those past experiences. But you must face the reality of what part you played in that. And that could be that's part of your daily walk. To understand at the time that is happening and to nip it in the bud right then and there by establishing healthy boundaries. And it does begin with you, because you can blame everyone in the free world on the fact that they are making you miserable. And you have always had the power to bring everything back to you and how you show up. So every day is a new opportunity to begin again. Peace and love. Follow me on the Empress of the New Earth. I appreciate you stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you again. Peace.